Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So we've got a lot to report on from the Supreme Court today. If you guys watched the short that I made last Friday, you know that today I was planning on updating you on Snope and Ocean State. In my opinion, two of the most important Second Amendment cases currently sitting before the court. These two cases were conferenced last Thursday, and today we found out whether or not the Supreme Court was going to accept them, deny them, or kick the can down the road. However, there was also a third Second Amendment case that was heard on Thursday, and we found out what happened to that one today, which resulted in giving us a big win. So let's talk about what happened. Now, real quick, this channel is sponsored by Attorneys on Retainer. If you're somebody who carries to defend yourself or your loved ones, or you just own something in your home, you need to be a member of Attorneys on Retainer. It's like having an attorney in your back pocket. And now, Attorneys on Retainer, who is backed by Attorneys for Freedom, has expanded their coverage. They now offer coverage for red flags. So if you happen to get red flagged, they will be there to support you. They also have civil liability coverage now. So up to $100,000 of civil liability coverage. They also have online education and training. And as a matter of fact, they will show you what they cover versus everybody else. If you go to the AOR website, you click on the menu, click on Why AOR, it will show you all of the differences between them and everybody else that's out there. It is undeniable that they are the best in the business. So check out the link down below. There'll be some discounts down there as well. With that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go and start off by talking about Snope and Ocean State, and then we'll talk about the victory. So we have been talking about both Snope and Ocean State up at the Supreme Court since back in August of 2024 when they were first petitioned. Now, these cases have each been conferenced 11 times. That's 11 weeks worth of conferences. Plus, in the middle there was a reschedule, a 2-week period where we didn't know what was going to happen. And so add on to that 11 weeks, an additional 2. That means we've been waiting for 13 weeks now just to see what the Supreme Court will decide to do. Will they deny him? Will they accept him? Kick him down the road? What's going to happen with these two cases? And we have been as patient as humanly possible. Today, I set my alarm clock an extra hour early, just like I've done every single Monday since these two cases started getting conferenced. And once again, when we checked their orders list, they were not there. They were not accepted. They were not denied. Sure enough, they were reconferenced for this week. So now they're going to be conferenced again for the 12th time. Now, at this point, I have a really hard time believing that the Supreme Court would push these two cases down the road this far just to then deny them. I mean, they've had multiple opportunities. Every week is an opportunity. And since they started conferencing these two cases, they have denied hundreds. Now, there has been a new development, and that is the Duncan decision out of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals dealing with California's mag ban. Now, the reason that this might be of some interest to the Supreme Court is because this is a case that was already petitioned to the Supreme Court once. They GVR'd this case, they sent it back down to the Ninth Circuit, they went through all of those steps and procedures, basically reheard everything, and now it's back up at the Supreme Court. So there is a chance that the Supreme Court might want to take Duncan, and that could kind of throw a wrench into things when it comes to Snope and Ocean State. So we'll see if there's any development there and what happens. Duncan has not been petitioned to the Supreme Court just yet, but as soon as it does, I will let you guys know. So that's basically it with Snope and Ocean State. As of right now, end of this week, we're getting another conference. Now let's talk about the victory. Now, interestingly enough, this victory actually comes to us by way of a Supreme Court denial. The Supreme Court has denied certiorari in Worth v. Jacobson. This is a case out of the state of Minnesota led by the FPC that challenged the ban on concealed carry for 18 to 20-year-olds, people that are basically under 21 years of age. The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals said that they have the right to carry. The state didn't like that very much. They appealed up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, we're going to go ahead and deny it and let the 8th Circuit's decision stand. Now, this actually comes on the heels of multiple victories when it comes to young adult carry. As a matter of fact, I believe the FPC has something like 6 victories recently when it deals with that topic. So this is a very big deal. However, I still would have liked to see the Supreme Court take this and just affirm to the rest of the country, the entire country, that 18-year-olds have all of their rights. That if they are able to vote and they are able to participate in politics and they're able to sign contracts and do everything else, then they should have all of their rights. And the Supreme Court needs to come out and they need to affirm that. So again, while it is a victory, it means that the victory at the 8th Circuit actually stands. And again, everybody that's covered by the 8th Circuit's jurisdiction should be affected by this. It still could have been better if the Supreme Court would have taken this up. But as you all know, the Supreme Court says one thing and then they seem to do another. With one breath, they say that the Second Amendment is not a second-class right and shouldn't be treated like a second-class right. And then with the next breath, they deny nearly every Second Amendment case that gets up there. So which is it? Is it a second-class right or is it equal to all other rights? Because the Supreme Court needs to change things. They need to accept more of these cases and they need to fix what the lower courts are doing. By twisting the Bruin decision and by trampling on our rights, they're allowing these infringements to exist. They could do something about it, but they seem to choose not to. So it doesn't give me all that much hope. Either way, I wanted to let you guys know about what happened at the Supreme Court today, update you on Snope and Ocean State, and tell you what happened with Worth v. Jacobson. Again, a case I think they should have taken, but at least we'll accept the win at the appellate court. So with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's a really big help to us. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, and that little alarm bell will let you know when new videos come out. Thank you all again for watching, and have a good one.